Okay, so did Tucker Carlson just admit that he lies on his show? According to the Huffington Post, yes. We'll let you decide what he said. From the HuffPost, Tucker Carlson admits he sometimes lies on his show. This is the quote they use. I mean, I lie if I'm really concerned or something. Okay, so that's the quote. Now let's listen to it in context. You can see here they said 3540 mark is what they're referring to. And so we're starting at 3529. So a few seconds before, let's see if this is what Tucker Carlson says.
Because they are the weakest people in our society, and you're doing it in order to defend like the shittiest people in our society, but also the richest and the most powerful. You're the Praetorian Guard for the most powerful people. Like, how can you live with yourself? I mean that. That is so immoral.
So what do you think the answer to that question is? How do they, when you have to cover some idiotic thing that Stelter said or Cuomo, just these clown people, when you have to cover it, right? Or Don Lemon, as you call him, like how do you think they live with themselves at this point when they just lie again and again, and we have the internet to expose the lies?
Okay, before we go any further, we're at 3605, so we're getting there. The question is, how do you, Tucker Carlson, deal with people who lie on CNN over and over and over again, which we could do hours of content about that a day. So that's the question.
This isn't 20 years ago when you were on CNN.
Yeah.
And we couldn't expose things. We can expose it now, and they still do it.
Well, I guess I would ask myself, like, I mean, I lie. If I'm really cornered or something, I lie.
Okay, so there it is. He lies. If he's cornered, he lies. Okay?
I really try not to. I try never to lie on TV. I just don't, I don't like lying. I certainly do it, out of weakness or whatever. But to systematically lie like that without asking yourself, like, why am I doing this? So if these people ask themselves, why am I doing this? You say, well, because I want to protect the system, because I really believe in the system. Okay, who's running the system? You're lying to defend Jeff Bezos?
Okay, so that's the quote. He lies. It seems to be the first part of the quote is he lies in a personal context. If he's pinned down, if he's nervous, he can't escape, he's going to lie. We all humans lie. I'm not condoning it. We should strive not to lie. But I get what he's saying there, which is, if I'm in a bind, I'm likely to lie. Not a good quality to have, but many of us do. So we can all sympathize with that on some level without condoning it. But we understand what he's saying. Someone walks up, do you like this sweater? No, it's hideous. Most of us don't have the gumption, if that's the right word, to say such a thing. Now, on TV, here's what he said. I try not to lie. You could take that a couple ways. One, that he does his best to not lie on TV. Now, the TV is scripted, and so, for the most part, and so what he's saying there is, he's doing his best to tell the truth and frame things in the most honest way possible. But he doesn't always do that. And so I'll give you an example. I'm trying to frame this in the most charitable way possible for Tucker Carlson right now. I could do what Huffington Post did, which is he just admits he lies. He just admits he's a liar. He's a liar on TV. He lies, knowing that people will read the headline, not the story. I could do that. Or you could take what he says and go, okay, he's saying that he's trying to do his best to not lie on TV, even more so than he does personally, right? So if he's cornered in a personal situation, he might lie. On TV, he strives to be above that. Is he perfect? No. And I think we can all understand what he's saying, which is there are times where he probably takes a side of an issue or pushes an issue a certain way, even though he's not fully convinced, right? There are times where maybe he doesn't have all of the facts and he jumps to a conclusion knowing that, and so he fabricates. I'm not trying to defend Tucker. I'm talking about how humans act. So that's a charitable interpretation. That's what I think he's getting at. So by that definition, yeah, he lies. We all lie by that standard, though, right? The interesting thing is that this is the headline takeaway, is that here is a guy who's trying to be somewhat intellectually honest, which is what you don't see from Stelter, from Don Lemon, as they say, or Cuomo. You don't see that from those. They browbeat you, telling you that they have figured it out. They are smarter than you. They all know. I don't watch Tucker's show regularly. I don't watch his show unless I see clips. So whatever clips I see, that's what I know of his show. So it's not like I've got a dog in the hunt. But when you try to be fair, to be honest, you try to read things for what they are. This is a fair interpretation, which is not what the Huffington Post is giving you by their headline. What's the difference between what you're saying that Tucker's doing and what you're doing? Now, listen, you might get into the weeds of the article and say, well, they're a little bit more fair and balanced here. No one cares because they know, and I know, and we all know that you're selling the headline. Maybe you get the click. Maybe people read the story. Maybe they don't. You're selling the headline. And so, look at the first line. Tucker Carlson is apparently telling the truth when he says he sometimes lies on his show. These people don't care about anything but themselves. Let's be honest.